Hey, remember a while back when I covered a video from the YouTube channel Zootopia that made AI swap videos that blatantly ripped up Zootopia? Well, it turns out that all of its content actually originated from another channel called Anistory. So did Zootopia steal its videos from someone else's channel? Or are both channels run by the same people in order to spam their lazy content slop all over YouTube? I don't know, but whatever the case may be, these are some scummy practices. So for this video, we're gonna take a look at some of the cringy AI videos on Anistory. Let's start with this one. Foster mother regrets abusing adopted daughter when police find her. So the video begins with a cat woman who is too lazy to clean her own mess, and rather than hire a maid, she decides to adopt a child to do it for her, and the adoption agency blindly believes her when she claims to love children and wishes to care for a daughter, and immediately gives her one. Like, aren't you guys gonna do a background check or something? For all you guys know, she could be a convicted child predator. Also, I highly doubt that a social worker would allow a child to be raised in such appalling conditions. But I guess that would be too logical for the story they're trying to tell. And so the woman successfully adopts a puppy girl, and then immediately orders her to clean up the house, or else she won't get to have dinner.
Do you have anything to eat?
You eat after you clean this place.
However, when the girl finishes the job, she finds that her adopted mother has already eaten. The woman then mocks her by claiming that she ate the whole dinner, and then sends her to bed hungry. Yeah, the antagonists in these sorts of storytime videos tend to be cartoonishly evil, to a comical extent, just like in those fake Reddit stories. The woman then proceeds to force the child to do all of the household chores during Christmas.
Can I go outside and play in the snow?
Play? What's here? Amusement park? You must clean the entire house for my friends on Christmas. You're not living in my house for free.
And doesn't even give her a present.
Do I get something for Christmas?
I'm not spending money on a kid.
She then demands her child to make dinner, and there are some comical errors in this scene, as in one frame, it appears the kid is cooking some kind of stew, but in the next one where she brings the meal to her mother, it changes to a burger with fries. And finally in the shot where the mother is eating it, the dinner is instead a mishmash of Italian food. Also, while she is eating, her body is chubby, but when she is finished, she reverts back to her original size. The woman then berates the girl because the food she made doesn't taste good. Well, what did you expect? From a dinner prepared by a child. The woman then decides that the child is not good enough for her needs, and so she asks her if she would like to go on a hike, and the kid gets excited over the possibility that her abuser is doing something nice for once. Although, I wouldn't trust her if I were you, considering that earlier she told you that she couldn't wait to abandon you when you're 18. I know you're just a kid, but come on, surely you got to be smarter than that. The woman then drives the child to some snowy mountains and... What the? Why is she suddenly a fox? And she's back to being a cat again in the next shot. Dear studio executives, are you sure AI is really the direction you want to take for entertainment? Because you just can't get away with errors like these. Alright, let's get back on track. So the woman abandons the child in a snowy forest, and then goes back to the adoption center, asking to adopt another child, only for the manager to get suspicious. But I don't know why that request alone would cause that reaction. I mean, for all she knows, maybe things have been going so well with the first child that the woman believes that she's ready to have more kids, which is normal for parents. That's the excuse the woman should have used. But instead, she stupidly claims that the first child ran away, and even says that she doesn't care what happens to her, in a cocky manner. And now the manager has a justified reason to be suspicious, and calls the police to find the abandoned child. Okay, there are a few questions. 1. How do they know where to look for her? 2. Why does the police officer's design look a bit more realistic, as opposed to the more cartoony look of the other characters? It makes the visuals even more uncanny than they already are. Anyway, the cop then finds the child alive, although realistically, she would have succumbed to the elements by now. After she is taken to the hospital, the child tells the cop about how poorly she was treated by her adopted mother.
Tell me what happened?
She used me as her slave for 7 years.
Wait, 7 years? How? There were only a handful of scenes that showcased the abuse she went through, and none of them indicated the passage of time, and she hasn't shown any signs of aging throughout the story. And so after this, the woman gets arrested, and then is sentenced to life in prison, while her house is given to her victim. Hopefully the child will also get a loving guardian along with the home. We then see the woman sitting in her messy living room, even though she's supposed to be in prison, and her house now belongs to her victim. She then rants about how she wouldn't be in this situation if it weren't for the adoption center manager alerting the authorities to her crime, before telling the audience what the lesson of the story was, which is a little comical, not gonna lie. Now let's take a look at another video on this channel, which has a rather baffling title: Boy wishes wife with AI instead of his parents, and regrets his wish. Wow. Creating an anti-AI video using AI has got to be some world-breaking lack of self-awareness and irony. The video starts off with a mother offering her son a plate of cookies, only for him to yell at her for interrupting his conversation with his AI assistant. And there's yet another comical AI error, with the first shot of the mother, as it looks like her son's room is behind her, even though she's supposed to be entering it. And in the next shot of her, you see that there is now a hallway behind her. I just can't with these errors, man. Okay, so the main conflict of this story is that this kid just wants to chat with his AI buddy and hates his parents because he thinks they're overly strict, even though all they done was ask him if he would eat with them every now and then.
Son, you haven't eaten with us in 2 weeks.
This is why I hate eating with you. Always nagging.
And yes, he is a raccoon, whose parents are a gorilla and a quokka, as many of these videos feature families made of completely different animals. Just try not to think too hard about it. Alright, back to the story. So the kid steals his mom's credit card so he can order food and won't have to eat with his parents. However, they find out about this and get upset with him.
Axiom. Is it wrong to borrow money from family?
Family resources are often shared. This is common practice.
But there's a difference between borrowing and steal.
Steal? Don't you mean stealing? You know what? You don't need this story to teach people that AI is bad, as the various errors in this video will do the job far more effectively. Anyway, the kid's dad then grounds him and bans him from using his computer for a month after he starts getting bad grades due to all the time he's been spending with the AI program. Because of this, the kid wishes he would never see his parents again, and that he would just live with his AI friend, and the program grants his wish by teleporting him into a different dimension with just the two of them. Jeez, has AI already gotten this advanced? At first the kid is happy because he believes his dreams have come true, but surprise surprise, the AI program is not loving in the slightest and runs solely on logic.
But I'm cold and hungry and lonely.
These feelings serve no purpose. Learn to function without them.
There's no heating for the kid because AI programs don't need it. He is only provided with nutrient cubes with no flavor for food and barely any water. And when he asks to be sent back home, the program refuses, leaving him trapped forever and alone to wallow in his misery. And that's the end of the story. But hey, what if that jerk's parents adopt the kid from the other story? After all, she deserves better parents, and the parents deserve a child who would appreciate their care. These stories have a repetitive formula that gets spammed in every single video. A character treats someone cruelly for no reason and then gets karma, with the video then shoving a generic moral down the audience's throat. Top that up with cheesy dialogue and uncanny animation riddled with errors. And that's just about all of these videos in a nutshell. Unfortunately, Zoophobia and Anistory are not the only channels guilty of this AI furry swap. We also have aumsum reels. Now this channel has quite the backstory. It began with the main channel, aumsum, which posted videos using real animation before going AI, which obviously resulted in plenty of backlash.
As aumsum was strolling across the garden, He felt a strange glow inside his mouth.
And even though the channel went back to proper human-made animation, the second channel was created to continue on with the AI slop, which brings us to this video. What if we could float? Now in aumsum's past videos, these sorts of questions would be answered through scientific exploration. However, in this video, the characters just state different things that they can do if they could float, such as not needing stairs and flying to an ice cream shop.
If we could float, basketball might suddenly become very, very easy. If we could float, we might start sleeping stuck to the ceiling. If we could float, clouds might become the new picnic spots.
Unsurprisingly, there are several technical errors in this video. For example, there's this song sequence that gets abruptly cut off with the editing. I also hate how large the heads are on some of these characters. It makes their bodies completely disproportionate. And then there's this weird little moment.
If we could float, our pets may start running away from us.
I thought those were kids. Why are they wearing clothes if they're just supposed to be pets? What distinguishes them from the anthroanimals in this world? I'm done. My brain just can't handle the implications here. And that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and be sure to give it a like, share, and comment. Also subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications. Anyway, see ya.